Well, the offseason starts here early for the Ohio State Buckeyes as they get defeated in the Sugar Bowl. I'm sorry, the Cotton Bowl down in Dallas, Texas. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ohio State Primetime Live here at Ohio State, the voice of college football. I am your host, Garrison with my host, Clee Mike. Mike, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
I'll tell you what, man. First off, everybody, before we get started, please be sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you'd like to become a member, please hit that join button where you can see our 3 tiers: the Blocko Club, JT was a short, and we don't give a damn, and you know the rest. So, the Ohio State Buckeyes lose yesterday to the Miami Hurricanes, 24-14. First off, I'm going to ask you this, man, because you were at the game. How was the experience? How was it being there? What was your takeaways from from a field eye view, basically?
Yeah. From just watching the field, it looked like the guys weren't as aggressive coming out. They looked a bit passive. Just even on the sideline, on the field from field level, seeing that as well. That's what I saw. Just seeing that. Even in the stands, us fans was like, especially watching Carnell be one-on-one, and we couldn't wrap our brain around us not going to him more. It was kind of crazy in that section, bro. Like, we were confused. The fan base was confused. So that's just my initial thoughts.
I want to stay there real quick because who posted it? Shoot, the guy from Georgia. He's defensive end he's played a defensive end for Georgia. He's been ESPN. David Pollack. Did you see what he posted? Of Cardell run the streaming down the middle that pass.
Of Carnell Tate, yeah,
bro. Like you couldn't see it on the TV screen. I know you saw it being there, but you couldn't see it on the TV screen. And when I saw that, first of all, I wish I never saw it. That's the first thing, man. But it's just, and I think that can lead to a discussion of Julian Sand a little bit. But let's start with the offense here. Actually, let's start with Julian Sand. I don't necessarily think he played a bad game, but I don't think he played a great game. Got rattled early. Kind of the same thing we saw in the Indiana game. When you get hit like that, you get a little, I guess, quote unquote, punch drunk. And I mean, we've been talking about this all season. I know you have. He has a problem throwing over the middle. Not that he can't, he just doesn't see it or doesn't look. For some, and Claire was open for a touchdown this game. Of course, we brought BI plenty of times throughout the season in this game. Carnell Tate was streaking down the middle for an easy touchdown. That along with him turning 3-yard sacks into 10-yard sacks, though, I think those should be the 2 main focuses going through the offseason. There was also a few plays. There was one clear play where he threw it to the side and he just didn't to the sideline. Didn't work out. Threw it downfield like 30 yards, didn't work out. Bro, he had nothing but green grass ahead of him. Run.
That's the one where he threw it to the sideline. You had it correct the first time.
Yeah, okay.
Because we were all sitting there. The field parted like the Red Sea. We were all sitting there like, oh, Julian, run. Like, we're in the stands. Julian, run. And he throws the ball out of bounds. And we was like, this is the first time you had a open field. And it's like, you run for the first down. And guess what? The clock would have stopped for the first down.
Yeah.
At that point, like, it's also, I want to understand what is going on the sidelines, what he's seeing on the iPad, because over and over, and I know someone was saying that it looked like they were adjusting or he wasn't reading pre-snap, post-snap. And I said, to be honest, what they showed you is actually what you got. They weren't really – one thing I told you in this game, what do they like to play on defense? Cover 3 and single high, right? So we're going to get some man-to-man. Yeah, we're going to get some man-to-man matchups. There were several times, especially in the beginning of the game, where they're running cover one and the single high safety is rolling towards JJ, which gave Carnell he got the inside track, he could get the outside track, and he was one-on-one multiple times. Like, that's why I'm saying I want to know what they were talking to Julian on there, because it's like, hey, why doesn't Carnell take the first read? Hey, look off here and then come back to Carnell tape.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, it was so many times. I hated it. I hated watching it. And also, I want to say is Garrison, you've watched all 22 about Miami. Yes. The game plan was very surprising, seeing from what the game plan don't match the all 22. It don't match the film. It's like, even on offense and defense, we played to Miami's strengths. So
yeah, and
I don't blame the interception on Julian. I blame that on the coaching staff, because your best blocking wide receiver is damn sure not JJ. It has never been JJ all season.
My biggest problem with that play, Mike, on that screen, and I've seen a lot of people. First of all, I want to do this. Congratulations to Miami. Congratulations to them. They deserve to win that game.
They deserve
man. I'll tell you what. Yeah. I tell you what, man. That defensive line, it was wild, and also I didn't even know that Austin Saraville got hurt in that game. But that play though, Mike, I've seen a lot of people. They like, first off, it was a bad snap. It was threw off the timing. I think we were on the right hash. Why we're throwing a screen to the left side from the right hash, I don't know. You had 4 people over there. It was very clear you were about to run a screen. And then I see some people blaming JJ. Here's my thing with that. It looked like JJ was trying to take a few steps to his left and kind of he thought the DB would follow him. That's not what happened. He still missed the block. It is what it is, bro. Mike, before the game on Monday, we took a brief moment to talk about Keontae Scott. Dude makes plays, but I agree with you. That was just a bad coaching. That was a bad call, especially Mike. Like, in my mind, after you, because that came directly after the big play to JJ. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it?
I'm not sure.
I think it was like maybe a play after a few plays after.
It's a little look. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it all, because I turned up at the end of the night for sure.
Oh man, look, Mike, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. As soon as that game was over, I came home. We had people over here. I said, all right, I got to direct my attention here. I said, I'm gonna direct my attention here. But I think that we were talking on X about it, but I think we both agree with just, and we're gonna get to the defense soon. But overall, this is all coaching. And I thought going into the third quarter, and listen, man, I'm not gonna say his name anymore. We never had to see 38 on the field ever again. He's never kicking for us ever again. And I'm so happy.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, and before we get to special teams on that, that's just like, and like you said, we was talking on X, and someone was saying, "Oh, this is on the players and the coaches." And to me, it's hard to put this on the players. Yes, the players got to make the kicks, they got to make tackles, they got to do this, they got to do that, or whatever. But it's also on the coaches to come up with a game plan where you're putting your best guys in the best situations. And that's been my issue all season, right? JJ's not your best blocker, and now you got to block their best defensive guy in the secondary or whatever. Not a good matchup. Not smart. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Like, that's just my thing. Again, in the Indiana game, you scheming up for the 4th string tight end, and everybody wants to talk about Jelani Thurman being childish, announcing that he's in the transfer portal or whatever. Bro, it's probably his agent, for one, and for two, I say our coaching staff is childish, because why have we schemed up more for a blocking tight end than a damn receiving tight end?
Yeah.
We never used Jelani Thurman and maximized his skill set, which I have been saying this since last year, that we do not maximize guys' skill sets and put them in the best situation to make plays. So,
yeah, Max Clare not being a part of the game plan, that was real mind-boggling. And I mean, in the third quarter, I mean, look, Ryan Day has always been good at second half adjustments in the second, but I thought the adjustments that were made at halftime, that was a quarter too late, man, and maybe it was a half too late. You came out with an 11 personnel, and you thought you could straight up block Miami's defensive line, and you couldn't. Then you went through a whole half still trying to do it. I love Gabe. I think we all love Gabe. This wasn't a game for him. You probably put Padilla in a quarter too late. I understand you probably want to give the guy a half, and I thought Padilla played a good game for what he had to handle. But it was confusing on why they made adjustments so late in that game. And I mean, because in that second half, bro, when we came out at halftime, it looked like a completely different scheme, a completely different team. It's hard for me to say we didn't get Bo the ball enough because I think the possessions were short and we only had 9 possessions in this game, I believe. But man, it was just there's only so much I can say about it because it was so blatant what happened out there. You know what I'm saying? It was just so blatant. The offensive line.
It's hard to get it. Yeah, it's hard to get Bo the ball when you freaking playing from behind, double digits, things like that. So yeah, and here's the thing. One thing that we talked about, and shout out to the Ohio OSU Anthony in the chat, because he just said what I was about to say. It was bad scheme from the very, 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 very beginning of the game, right? One thing that we talked about was, hey, how do you take away this defensive line? In the very beginning, why weren't we said that we're going to have to play them the same way we played Georgia, who had an amazing defensive line. And what did we do to make Georgia's D-line ineffective? From the very beginning, we made them move horizontally across the field where they had to chase DJ Stroud. We were moving the pocket, different things like that. We used tempo where, what's his name, Carter, he was getting so tired because we wasn't even letting him rotate out or whatever, and then we was using that to our advantage. Like, and again, how many times, Garrison, even the last game when I'm sitting there, I'm telling you, I'm yelling tempo, tempo, tempo. Ryan Day don't use it. You get down to a 3rd and 1, instead of going tempo and giving the ball to a Bo Jackson to go ahead and get the first down, when you just ran the ball down there and the defense on the heels. No, you change and go to 13 personnel, give them an opportunity to change personnel as well and get fresher guys in there. Like, we have just been dumb from the beginning, bro. It's dumb. It really is. It's bad scheme from the beginning. You did not set your players up for success from the beginning.
Yeah.
Not just flat out.
I think one thing that was like during the season, we really had no problem seeing the team go ball control. But I think that, like, in hindsight's 2020, but looking back on it now, Mike, there were plenty of games where we had the opportunity to go out there, push the tempo, basically air it out, knowing we weren't going to lose these games, and we decided not to. And the truth of the matter is we didn't, because we didn't have to, and it was just easier to not do so and just get out with the win. I think that in these last 2 games, but even more so this game, it showed up into our detriment. Because when the time needed it and we needed to just push the ball and push the envelope and get the ball downfield to our pass catchers, we didn't do it, and we weren't able to do it. And I think that's also probably why Julian misses. He misses things. He just misses things. Now, part of that, is he young? Yeah. But, I mean, look, man, going into this game, bro, you've played 13 games. You've had enough time.
Man,
you had enough time to coach it.
Feel better than that, man.
Oh yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, but I said I'm not gonna. I'm not here to compare anybody to CJ. I can't do
I
that because after
understand, but CJ Stroud was a red shirt freshman too. I mean, and
yeah,
all they told us was this is all Julian, has prepared for his entire life was to be a quarterback. Man, my boy CJ was out here playing quarterback, playing all different types of sports,
whooping.
being a star on the basketball court. Yeah, like
Well, Julian's a surfer.
It's really. I don't know, man. And yes, again, he plays scared. So again, one thing that I wanted to say, or that I said from the beginning, was I wanted to see Julian be able to take a hit, get up, and throw a dot. And to be honest, we saw that. We saw that multiple times this season. So my thing is did Julian believe and not really trust his game plan?
I don't know. I don't think he trusts. I don't think he trusts his O line.
Game plan.
I don't think he trusts his O line, Mike.
Normally okay. So that takes me to the point, because one thing that we have talked about, not just this season, but for years, is which I just spoke on, is playing the best guys to their best capabilities and using and maximizing their abilities. Us continuously putting guys at guard and trying them guys out at tackle, it's not going to work going forward. One thing that we said Miami does is they like to go in the wide 9, which does what? Put your offensive line guys or whatever in one-on-one matchups and kind of put them on the island, and it allows like I said, the D-line to come off with a little bit more momentum and force or whatever, where your guy's just sitting there, and now he's getting a guy coming down at him with force. Well, you could see the difference between Austin Saraville, and shout out to him, bro, because it was really sad watching him cry on the sideline, bro.
Bro, I didn't even see. I did not know, Mike.
Yeah. I hated that for him. But I will say this: the difference that you can see is the footwork. Ian Moore looks like an offensive tackle, built like an offensive tackle, and guess what? He was able to handle that wide 9 with no issues. He can handle the better D ends and things like that because his footwork's better. Same thing with Padilla, which we have been talking about Padilla since last season. Like, dang, man, maybe Padilla need to be at center and move Hinsman to guard or something, because that might have maximized the whole offensive line.
Right. Yeah, I think going into next year, talk about this offense. Go ahead, finish.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I just think that going into next year with this offensive line, at right guard, they're going to have a battle, of course, but I think as of right now, if I'm the way I see it, Padilla is definitely should be the lead at that spot going into next season. Right tackle, that's up in the air. That's up in the air because if you ask me, multiple times in this season, especially when Ian Moore's gotten the chance to get in the game, he's looked better than Daniels. He looked better than him. Now Saraville, I'm not sure if he's going to come back or not. I kind of assume he's going to. But I agree with you, Mike. This offensive line was not maximized, and in all offseason they talked about how these guys have secondary positions. Well, if they have secondary positions, you should be able to, if something's not working on the offensive line, you should be able to then switch them around. I gave the question this morning. I said, like, do you guys, with us struggling at that position at right guard, like, would you guys have been upset if he had like to even out the offensive line, move Montgomery to the right side for a little bit? They said no, because that hasn't been that way all this season. But I'm like, man, like, you got to try something out. You can't just have one side of the offensive line be strong and then have the other side be so weak that they put 2 of their edge rushers on one side and they run past you. You can't have that happening. My God, that was crazy to watch, bro. Like when I like just the amount of times where I saw Messidor at the D tackle spot in the 3 tech, bro, just running past Gabe. And I mean, Padilla too, it happened to him too, but it wasn't as bad. But I mean, it was insane, bro. And if you can't block, bro, you have to make adjustments. And if you're like, again, if you're saying guys have secondary positions, what's the point of saying that or practicing that if you're not going to put it to use?
Facts.
But any last thoughts?
One thing that here's the thing that I have said even since last year or whatever, right? Is I don't like how we never rotate our wide receivers. You got guys who've been on the roster for 2 years and still cannot see the field. We can't rotate or anything. And then Ryan Day said, hey, we're doing this conservative stuff so that the wide receivers don't get dead legs by the end of the season and all of this stuff. But if you want to preserve their legs and you want to preserve guys, you can rotate. You can go back to the 2019 offense, the 2020 offense, the 2022 offense. You can go back to that and rotating guys and letting these young guys get into the game. Because guess what? Guess what happens when they don't get a chance to get in the game, and then all of a sudden we want to put them in the game in the biggest moments. And I gotta say, shout out my guy Justin Fry. All you Ohio State fans that tried to, crap on him about stars and all of this. Like I told you guys, and I stood 10 toes. It's never about stars if you can develop. And we had 3 offensive linemen out last year. Didn't have any issues. Start the game off with 1 offensive lineman out. We got issues.
Yeah.
That honestly, we could say Tegra regressed. We could say Luke Montgomery. I feel like he didn't take the necessary step forward that he should have.
I mean, he had the highest PFF score of all our linemen on run blocking, but
I mean, but
it's hard to see it on TV.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that Luke Montgomery is bad at all because he wasn't bad this season, but I just felt like he could have been a whole lot better. And I felt like there was a lot of development that was missing for our offensive line from the staff, bro. And like I told y'all, I said this. That was one thing that we were going to have to watch is how you replace Justin Fry. Because what he did was legendary. But everybody wanted to threaten him, give him a hard time, talk about him being fired. He got to worry about this and that or whatever because of missing out on guys who actually got time to play. And when they went up against top DNs, they wasn't good either.
Oh, man, Mike, you ain't lying, but you're telling the truth right now. Well, everybody, if you are just now joining in, we're just finishing up talking about the offense for Ohio State going against Miami. Again, Ohio State 14, the Hurricanes of Miami 24. If you're just now joining, please go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you're watching on X, go ahead and hit that retweet, hit the like button there. Also, quote it, do whatever you can to help us get out to everyone and actually, make the community grow. Before we continue and get to the defense, quick message here from the Voice of College Football.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
All right. Mike, let's get to the defense. Your side of the ball, my guy. Therefore, you will start. what are your thoughts on the defense? And let's where do you want to start? You gonna go secondary, linebackers, or D line first?
I want to go coaching staff first.
Go ahead, man. I'm with you.
I want to go coaching staff. Same thing with the offensive side of the ball. What the hell was that scheme from the beginning? What was our defensive scheme, right? We came out here and said Carson Beck, in the nation, he leads the nation with getting the ball out of his hands the fastest. We also said that Carson Beck is one of the worst quarterbacks against the blitz as well. We did nothing to stop any of that. We actually decided, hey, let's allow Carson Beck to get the ball out of his hands quick, the way he's done all year. We also said, hey, let's not force Carson Beck into throwing turnovers and speeding up his clock and doing what he hates, playing the defense that he hates playing against. We said, screw any of that. Because my thing, shout out to Miami's defensive coordinator, because what I said that we should be doing in this game was having our DBs play up all game, because that will force Carson Beck to hold the ball a lot longer when you can't get the dinky dunk. Because guess what Scott did? How he was able to get the pick. Actually, go back to the Indiana game when they wanted to do their little screen and how we got our pick when Lorenzo Styles went ahead and threw somebody back into the play. It's just simple. It's literally simple defense to me. So I didn't understand that. You still got Arvell Reese out here in coverage instead of letting your best guys go after a ball again, not maximizing the talent. We've been saying we wanted to see Arvell Reese be able to get on the blitz, go after the quarterback. Really didn't see that. Seeing him dropping back way too much. Same thing. When I was watching Caden Curry drop back in coverage, I'm like, our best guys known for getting after the quarterback, who got the numbers and getting after the quarterback, we're dropping them in coverage. It honestly, I don't understand the game plan on defense. And I know some people are gonna say, "Oh, well, our defense wasn't really the issue. They kind of held them like really 14 points and things like that." Again, you are right, and that's because of the caliber of players that we have.
Right.
But still, we did not set these guys up to be the dominant defense that they should be and continue to play throughout the playoffs as they should. Because one thing I seen a Miami fan had tweeted me and said, "Oh, that win in the Texas A&M game was really a blessing in disguise because we didn't have to open up the playbook or show anything." And I was like, "Y'all showed the exact same damn thing. My coaches was just stupid as hell. Y'all showed the exact same thing in that game. Nothing about your offense surprised me, changed me, anything. None of it. My coaches just said, hey, here you go."
My two biggest issues with the defense, one, the same as you. I don't know why. I really want to know what the conversations were during practice, during the bowl prep, the game prep, during the game itself. Why between Coach Walt and Matt Patricia, why our corners are 8 yards off. Throughout this year, Beck's air yards was 5 yards about, meaning he's not throwing the ball. He's dinking and dunking. That's what he does, bro. He's dinking and dunking. Especially on the boundary, and they don't have any deep threats. Now, I am curious on if the Indiana game maybe put a little bit of fear of God in them and made them say, like, hey, we don't know if it's going to happen again, but I don't think they have Indiana's receivers on the outside. So you necessarily all you had to do is take away the short stuff on the outside, take away the hitches, take away the slants, take away Tony over the middle, which I thought we did a great job of. I thought we did a great job handling Tony in this game. We put hands on him, put helmets on him. We did everything we could, make sure he didn't get the ball. But when you're sitting here playing off, man, it just doesn't make sense. And there was plenty of times like they would get those 3 yards, those 4 yards, those 5 yards, maybe in like 8 yards here and there. but there are plenty of times in this game where we had them in situations where I thought if we had pressed them, we could have blitzed. Bro, this was the game to play man. This was the game to do it. I was highly frustrated, bro.
We didn't even have to play man. We could have ran cover 2 and just had your cornerbacks up.
Bro, Mike, if I know it and you know it, they gotta know it. At least I would assume so. Because it was very, if it's obvious on the TV screen and if it's obvious in the stands, it's gotta be obvious on the field. So there's that. Why we didn't blitz up the middle, boy, I don't know. It's beyond me.
Bruh.
They aren't running to the off the tackles, bro. They're running right at you. I thought Caden McDonald did a great job manhandling their center. But those other 4 dudes, they can hold their own. And I didn't think that our defensive line even played that bad, bro. Like, bro, when those guys are meeting in the trenches, it was stalemating. I thought Fletcher had a great game running the ball. I thought he ran really hard. But bro, send Sonny and send Arvell up there, man. Peyton Pierce.
We didn't even send them up to A-gap.
Bro, like, we knew none of that.
My thing is they having issues or whatever with K-Mac or whatever, or you know how dominant of a force K-Mac is. Put their offensive line in conflict. Make them be like, oh, do I take K-Mac or do I get the guy, the other guy coming through that gap? Like, we did none of that. It's stupid. As a defensive guy, bro, I did not understand that game plan, bro. It don't make sense to me. Yeah. It still doesn't. I want to check folks' bank account. I want to check them all. I want to check Julian's bank account. I want to check Ryan Dave's bank account. I want to check Matt Patricia's bank account because Matt Patricia, bro, like you got an engineering degree. You're smart. I know you ain't stupid.
He's a certified rocket scientist.
Yeah. So like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, my thing is, I was like, okay. I was like, the defense that I felt we played, I think we got the wrong film because that's how I would have played Miami's offense last year.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's how I would have played Miami's offense last year.
You play deep. You play contain.
Yeah.
Man, I
don't know. I think we watched the wrong film, bro. I guess we was like, oh, Carson Beck's out there. Who's this quarterback? It's not Cam Ward. Like I didn't understand it, bro. That was like it was dumb as hell, man.
And I want to give credit to Carson Beck though because he took what we gave him, and I can't down talk a quarterback for doing that. I thought the play of the game for him was that 11-yard run he had on 3rd down. Great play. No one saw it coming. I didn't think he was going to do it. Julian, rewatch that tape and go watch Carson do that. But, yeah, I thought he played very well. The wide receivers, they had a couple jobs, but overall, the wide receivers, every time their number was called, and there were some tight windows, man. There were still tight window throws that he was making, tight coverage, and the wide receivers are catching the ball. So credit to Miami on that. I do want to give a shout out to Peyton Pierce. You know, a lot of people get on him, bro, but he made a play in this game, forcing the fumble on Mark Fletcher when they were in the red zone, when they were threatening to score. Caleb Downs in this game, flying across the field, bro. And Ryan Day after the game, he said that, not just on the field, but just everything he does off the field for the Buckeye community, say he's just forever indebted to him. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to miss watching that dude play. Like for me, Mike, if you ask me who my top 3 safeties in Ohio State history are, I got Tatum 3, Dawes 2, I got Caleb 1. And it's maybe a little bit closer. Maybe if he played all 3 years at Ohio State, we probably feel a bit different. I'd probably be more bullish on it. He got that Thorpe, baby. He got that Thorpe. I don't know. He got that Thorpe. But overall, man, I'm gonna miss watching him play because in this game, man, forced 2 fumbles. Both of them we didn't get. It's sometimes the ball bounces that way. And luck is hard work meeting opportunity. And in situations like that, the ball bounced the right way. When they hit Tony, he hit Tony, he fumbled that ball, it bounced right back to him. Kind of remind me, Mike, of in 2019 when J.K. Dobbins fumbled the ball, bounced right back in his hands. He runs down for 30 yards. So, yeah, I mean, overall, bro, the defensive plan I thought was average. It looked as though they hadn't, like you said, Mike, like they watched last year's film instead of this year's film. I thought that they weren't aggressive enough. I thought they should have been ultra aggressive in this game. I think, honestly, I thought in that second half, Mike, they should have gone for broke on defense. How we used to call Don Brown Dr. Blitz. I would have been fine with that game plan. I would have been perfectly fine. But and we talked about it online earlier. Like I overall in this game, I can't really blame anything on that defense because I thought they kept us in it in that first half. Because that first half could have got bad the way that what the offense was doing, but the offense, man, it was just it was piss poor. I'll put it that way. It was piss poor. And shout out to, we didn't talk about JJ. Shout out to him.
Hold on. Before we do that, before we start shouting out on the defensive side of the ball, I want to give a shout out to Devin Sanchez. He came in after Lorenzo Styles went out, and they tried him. They tried him. And definitely want to say he held his own. He looks like he's getting better in coverage. And that's what we wanted to see, man. So looking forward to Sanchez just developing, getting stronger, getting smarter, and looking forward to seeing the plays that he's gonna make come in the future, bro. So
yeah, there was a point in that game, like I had tweeted out, keep 6 in the game. Like that was because he's had his ups and downs, but his best game of the year, bro, he played it yesterday. That was his best game of the year. I thought he did well. He tackled like this times in the season where he didn't tackle very well. This game he did. And yeah, like you said, Mike, I can't wait to see what the future holds for him next season. Yeah, K-Mac, we shouted him out. I thought K-Mac played awesome, bro. And again, man, having 1 year at K-Mac hurts, bro. It hurts. Because that boy is I mean, how many over the last 25 years, Mike, or let's just say in the Ryan Day era, like where would you rank him in terms of defensive tackles that came through so far for Ryan Day?
I mean, what? I don't know. I think he's better than Talik. What?
Which is crazy. Like it's
Mike Hall was a beast, but just stayed hurt. So I'm trying to think. He probably got to be one, man. He got to be one. He has to be one.
He played very well, man. Then on the offensive side, Mike, who's your MVP over there? Actually, who's your MVP? Is it Caleb Downs on defense?
On defense, yeah. I had no issues. I mean, because we didn't get Arvell Reese involved in the game plan. Sonny Styles, he missed on the wheel route, missed a couple tackles.
Yeah, was the best game.
It's Sonny Styles, man, for sure. I also want to give a shout out to Iggy, bro. I'm gonna miss that mentality from Iggy, bro. He ended up like walking and going to the locker room, but then he ended up coming back out and singing Carmen, Ohio. So, I mean, but he was pissed. Talking about fist balled up, everything.
I saw the photo, bro. It was.
Yeah, I mean, that game plan don't make sense. And I mean, to be honest to anybody who has watched film on Miami or whatever, and it does not make sense. But we are as a fan base. I know a lot of people used to criticize Iggy, but if you remember before Iggy got on here, we had DBs who would jump in the air with wide receivers and go like this in the air and go like, not even try to go after the ball, would jump in the air and be like this. Like Iggy brought that mentality, that physicality. One thing that I used to say, Iggy's first year is, damn, he triggered better than our linebackers. So, I'm definitely gonna miss Iggy, man. One of my favorite crash outs.
Man, yeah, I think Igbenogson should be really credited to the mentality of that defensive back room. I mean, bro, his fire, the way he plays the game, bro, it's I love seeing it, bro. I'm gonna miss it. On offense, I mean Jeremiah, bro. I don't think we went to him enough, but he played outstanding, man. It was a $153, a touchdown, had some big plays in the game, some big catches. What'd you think about his performance?
I honestly didn't believe that this was the Jeremiah game. You know, from the beginning, even before the game, I said that I believed that this was going to be a Carnell Tate type of game because I said if you're going to play single high safety, you're most likely going to rotate that safety to JJ's side, which I watched them do majority of the game. And I don't know. That's why I'm a little bit pissed off because it's like, how weren't you expecting to have the ball coming towards Tate? I seen somebody in here said that, Ryan Day's offense. He said Ryan Day's offense playing tired. I didn't get that. To be honest, bro, like even with like my issues about, hey, not scheming Carnell Tate up a little bit more and making him the focal point of the offense for this game, even with that, Julian missed people who was wide open all game, bro.
He was.
And, you know, we talked about him missing guys open down the field and missing Max Clare. But if you go back and you watch the games from start to finish, from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, I'm wondering if Ryan Day and his coaching staff had Julian Sand on a leash because there have always been guys open up the middle and Julian never threw the ball. Go back and watch. There's been plenty of times where Max Clare is open with his hand up and he's not getting the ball. We have to work on his progressions. How many times everybody want to call Brandon Ennis trash, but Brandon Ennis should have minimum 5 touchdowns. Minimum. I'm not even talking about the yards that Brandon Ennis should have when he's open, but Julian never sees him.
Right.
So, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought maybe Julian might be leaving next year, but we might end up getting 3 years out of Julian because I think that he does have to learn how to read coverage. And like I said, I didn't feel like their defense was really giving us pre and post snap looks. They weren't really doing that. It was like what they showed you is what you got, and he still wasn't reading it well. Like you said, it could be because he did not trust in the offensive line, but at that point you got to be a dog, and he wasn't.
So, Mike, with the game being over, what would you grade this season for the football team?
Well, seeing that, at least Oregon had something to say when they, lost a, first round exit. At least they had something to hold their hat on. They beat their rival. They had an undefeated season. They just lost in the playoffs. So you were able to call them regular season champs. You can't call Ohio State regular season champs. The only trophy, the only thing that we have to hang our hat on is beating the team up north. So I asked Buckeye fans, let me know, how happy are you that the only success that we had this season is just beating the team up north? Because you guys got to be elated, right? You have to be elated. You have to be excited because this is what you guys said. You said you don't care about the playoffs. You don't care about the postseason. The only thing you care about is beating that team up north. And damn it, you got it. So I know Buckeye Nation right now is saying that this is an A++. I know that that's what they're saying. Not what I'm saying, though. Not so fast, as my guy Lee Corso would say. I get it. I mean, you only get, one of your goals. That's all you hit was one goal. So, yeah, I say maybe a C minus. One goal.
So, real quick. For the Ohio State fans that I've gone back and forth with who tell me if you don't beat the team up north, then the season is not a success or it's not as what it should be. How you feeling right now? Our season's over. you know, it's and that's why I've always felt that as big as that game is, as important as that game is, it's not everything. It doesn't come close to everything. I would trade that win right now to still be in this playoff. Damn right I would.
That's what I said last year, and they told me that I was crazy. And I see somebody in here talking about we're blaming postseason.
No, wait, Steve, who said that? Steve, who said that? No one said that.
What words are you listening to? Like, am I not coming through clear on X? I know my voice is hoarse. I lost the yelling yesterday or whatever.
I had to knock on my mic.
Coming through clear. Yeah, like what is going on? Like, that is not what I'm saying. I have had the exact same take since day one when people had asked, would you rather, if you could decide whether beating that team up north or winning the Natty, what would you take? And I said, for majority of my life, I have watched us beat that team up north. Exactly. I have not watched us win natties for majority of my life. So what do you think I'm taking? I'm just being consistent. No, I'm not blaming it on us winning it. But this is what you guys had told me, right? This is what a lot of Ohio State fans said. Oh, we got to win that game. Nothing else matters. They got to be an A+ because that's the exact word. Nothing else matters but winning that game. It's got to be an A++ for other people. Got to.
Yeah, and I've had this conversation with Steve before. We talked to each other about this before. I told him, I said, Steve, that game is important. It ain't the national championship. And by the way, real quick, because you gotta love a good troll. Hey Moose, by the way, we've done this before. We've actually done that before. You know, win the conference, go undefeated, beat our rivals, and win the Natty. We've done that before. But I was like, what? But
we didn't need a Connor Stallions. We didn't have to get fined. We didn't have to have investigations and all of that. We didn't have to turn over to a gooner as our coach who lies and
both OCs. We knew both he was a liar anyway.
Yeah, bro. So what are we talking about, bro? Like, what are we doing? It's not even the same. You can't even hold a candle to Ohio State, bro. What are we doing?
But yeah. So overall, man, I'm gonna grade this. I would give it like a B-. B. First year starting quarterback. You figured it out with the running back situation. I will give it that because at the end of the day, I mean, you got your gold pants. You still went to the playoff, 12-1 season going into it. So I would give it like a B-. I would give it. I think that how the season ended, had the season not ended that way, had we won the Big Ten championship, I'd probably go a B+. But it's almost like I think the way we lost those two games kind of like knock it down for me to a B-. But yeah, that's what I would give it. Any last thoughts, Mike, before we hit like some quick news here and get out of here?
No. Oh, can we talk about the transfer portal?
That was next.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to get through some of the people's questions that they was asking. Steve asks, are we going to have any unexpected portal entries? Oh, I'm definitely expecting it because I mean, it goes to be like, do I trust my coaching staff? Do I trust what they did? Like, I would say no. So hold on. I think I forgot to plug in my laptop. Garrison, can you run through the rest of the questions real quick?
Yeah, I can. Go ahead. Yeah, so here we are. So yeah, are we going to any unexpected portal entries? Unexpected, I'm not sure yet. As of right now, of course, if you go and check, Jelani Thurman has hit the portal. Lincoln Keenholz, that wasn't unexpected. He hit the portal. Now, the only unexpected one I thought we had was Bryce West. of course, we all know who Bryce West is. Top 75 player in last year's class. Glenville player, corner. I was really excited, for him next season. I actually was this season. I thought he would get more playing time. He probably should have got more playing time, but of course, we don't know what's going on with the coaching. We don't know what they see in practice. He's like an A+ athlete. Mike, I'm talking about Bryce right now.
Yeah.
That was really unexpected, man, because I was looking forward to seeing him next year. And in my mind, the only reason, the only reason I would see him leaving right now is because there's probably conversation. I'm just speculating. There's probably conversations about Jermaine moving inside. We know Aaron Scott's a boundary corner. We know that Sanchez is a boundary corner. But I don't understand why Bryce wouldn't be in that conversation. He also didn't get to play a lot this year. And my problem with that is that since his freshman season, when we saw him in the playoffs late against Tennessee, we have seen him make plays every single time he gets in the game. So it's weird to me. It's conflicting to me on why. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up with you here. I don't know why, with Lorenzo Styles struggling through 2/3 of the season, why the conversation didn't come up of him playing more. I do understand that whenever he came out, it's probably because they rolled down Caleb, or they just brought Sanchez to the boundary and brought Jermaine inside. But I don't know why he wasn't given more tick. And on that, I had to hold Coach Walt's feet to the fire. Because you have a young talent, an extreme athlete who you won't put on the field. And he's a sophomore year of a redshirt freshman now, Glenville kid. Now, again, I don't know what they see in practice, but I know what I see on TV. I know what I see on the All-22 when I get to see him. He performs. And now he's out. He can come back, but now he's in the portal, maybe about to go somewhere else. And so that's the only unexpected. Like, Jelani is not unexpected to me.
I'm tired of hearing about the practice heroes. The practice heroes is how I ended up with a Bryson Shaw on my team. The practice heroes is how I end up with linebackers that can't even crack and replace, and Oregon only has to run the same 2 plays all damn game in 2021. Like the practice heroes is how I end up with Jaden Fielden as my kicker when I have a guy who
we don't say his name on this network anymore.
Yeah. I'm just saying, when I've seen a kicker who's been in pressure situations kicking longer field goals, like this makes no sense. And I feel like I spoke on this even back when I was on Best Damn Media, but I spoke on this. The whole, like, there is a blueprint to being loyal to a guy and then playing your young guys. There is a blueprint to that. And the blueprint, we've seen it, was what's his name? With Raekwon McMillan.
Yeah.
We've seen it. You can still play the older guy and play the younger guy. This Bryce West decommitment, portal, I understand it. And
I do too.
It takes me back to the Oregon game when I told you guys that us going to Oregon, this game got more implications than just playoffs and Big Ten. And it had implications on recruiting. Right after that game, I messaged some Oregon fans saying congratulations on Naeem Offer. Reason being is you're watching your DB get cooked over and over. You have a freshman All-American and you don't even trust to put him in the game. Same thing I feel here. Again, Bryce West. And then I also feel Bryce West might be feeling slighted by you want to sit here and say, oh, I want to move you inside. When you brought the Tennessee game up, he was playing outside. I think another time when he made a play this year, he was playing outside.
Yes.
So also we haven't seen a DB who can flip his hips and as smooth as Bryce West is in coverage since 2019. We haven't seen that. We're sitting here like, oh man, it's like our guys aren't trusting their technique. They're right there. They're grabbing. I don't have to deal with that with Bryce West. Never have, but we're not going to play him. We go in blowouts. We're not playing him, or we want to play conservative defense and stuff like that instead of letting these guys make the actual plays. Yeah, I'm gone too. I don't blame them. The same way like I understand Jelani Thurman. So let me go somewhere that they're going to maximize my ability. I understand everybody gets infatuated with the lone corners and stuff like that. But are you going to tell me we would have tried to move Denzel Ward inside and not let him play outside because of his fucking height?
I get it. And then I mean, Lincoln, that's not unexpected. He goes to the portal. I'm really looking forward to see where he goes, seeing how he can become. I hope he has a great year, man. I feel him. You know, he said his goal is to go to the NFL, and the only way you can make that happen is by playing football. And so I want to wish him luck because one, I wish we had used him more this season because of we've seen his running abilities. That kid's a straight up athlete, straight up. So and we see all you Wolverines, and I'm sorry Wolverines, but Hurricanes in there, man. Hey, congratulations to y'all. Yeah. Gmo saw you in there earlier. Oh, hey, I actually I gotta hold up my promise, Mike. Tomorrow at 6:00, I will be calling in to the what's the show? The whatchamacallit 6 show.
The Category 6.
Category 6. I will.
Gmo channel. Yeah.
Yeah. I got this morning. I was in there and they said, "Hey, Garrison, yo, you say you don't call in there, so tomorrow I will be over there." Don't look forward to it, but then who else at the portal?
I was wrong, man. I was wrong. I said no way that they about to outcoach my coaches. No way. Shit. I was wrong. Hey, shout out to the Canes, man.
Hey, I lied.
Yeah, I lied. but here, unlike some other people, college football nerds, we can admit when we're wrong. And we can do it gracefully with a smile on our face and just keep it pushing. So.
And then who did someone else at the portal that we missed?
No, well, we got Jelani, we got Lincoln, West. We got Bryce West. I'm not seeing anybody yet. So
yeah, Lincoln, and then okay, yeah. So,
but do you want to talk about the rumor or possibility that's going on about maybe someone could possibly hit in the portal and going home?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to say this. I
had to think about it, but I know you're talking
about. My thing is this: is to can I understand why why he would do that? Yeah, I can understand why he would do that. The wide receiver coach that you committed to is gone. You sitting here like, what is this offense? Like, I'm tired of playing this conservative offense throughout the season. I'm going to need some reassurance from Day. But here's the thing. I know a lot of people talking about him going to Miami or whatever. He's going to have to figure out here. He's going to have. Is Carson Beck going to be there next year? I don't think so. Does he want to play in an offense where y'all dink and dunk like that? That is Carson Beck. That has been the Miami offense this season. So maybe if they're like, hey, we already got this quarterback in the bag, and maybe JJ looks and does his evaluations with his people on the quarterback, I could see it happening, man. I mean, I wouldn't be mad. He did what he had to do for Ohio State.
I don't see it happening. I just don't. And the reason is because of those points you made, you gave right there. I do understand the mindset or the opinion people give, like, hey, you know, that's where he's from, blah blah blah. That's not good business though. You don't make business decisions based off your heart. Well, you can, but I don't think that's a good business move.
As Cavs fans would say, then the Cavs would not even have a national championship if if one of the best players didn't follow his heart.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I mean, Kyrie did hit a big shut off.
Look, I agree with that. But I also say this as well, man. Hey, he could be that missing piece. You talk about him and Malachi Tony next to each other, and you just never know, man. I mean, for sure. I would hope that it doesn't happen, but if it does, I wouldn't be shocked. But this is the thing.
I think the Ohio State donors would give him an insane check to make sure that didn't happen.
True. But here's my
thing. I mean, basically making him the highest college player ever.
Think about this. Instead of this conservative offense and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another way for JJ to be able to eat. Most teams, like we are at least 5 to 6 wide receivers deep. Every year we're 5 to 6 wide receivers deep. But we don't play the guys or whatever. And then maybe if we do play them, it's because somebody got hurt. And I hate that. But here's my thing. If you're 5 to 6 wide receivers deep, name me a program off the top of your head right now that's at least 5 to 6 DBs deep. So if we're going tempo and we're running these guys and these DBs, they're going to get tired.
True.
Which is going to do what? Open stuff up more for JJ, everybody else to be able to eat the same way it freaking did in 2019 and 2020. Actually, let's go back. Not 2019, 2018. You had Paris Campbell, Terry McLaurin, Johnny Dixon, KJ Hill. That's just 4. Who else we had on there? Oh, Benjamin Victor. Like, that's 5.
That's 5.
I'm probably missing somebody else that we was using in 2018 too. So like that's just my thing about it, man.
I believe you.
2018. Was it 2018?
You say Chris?
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave was on that team, yeah.
Like,
he was a freshman. He was a freshman.
Yeah, like come on. And guess what? Nobody was able. Our defense sucked, right?
But nobody can stop us. I need
it, bro. I need it. But this was a great show. We appreciate all of you all. You know, before we get out of here, I got to give a shout out to my top fans. We got a Team Up North fan. Our number 1 hater today is Moose Go Blue. Coming in at number 2, we got Chick McFarland. Number 3, we got the Queen, Asian Posh. Coming in. Number 4, we got JC Coon. And number 5, we got Mizzlemar, who called me a clown, but I told him I appreciate the clown support, man. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate everybody here. Of course, it is always, you know what, Mike? Just for the hell of it, the season's over. Let's just play this real quick.
So with that in mind, and the rushing battle, like who do I trust more to run the football? I think both are probably relatively equally capable at stopping the run. But I think Michigan is more dependable at running the football.
Sam gives it to Jackson, trying to get outside. Oh, nice stutter step. Jackson, where the boys go. Jackson out of bounds at the Michigan 5.
Because this is a perfect situation for us. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. Perfect conditions to do what we want to do. They've got 2 of the most talented wide receivers that they ever had, even though, that usually doesn't make a difference for Michigan.
Sam splits out of the pocket. Looks back. Down the field. Tate. Touchdown. Tatum. Home run hitter. Sam lines up.
Doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. Like, what the fuck? Pass the ball. Fuck, pass the ball. Stop this run.
And Cluster looking to get out pursued by the Ohio State defense.
Caleb Downs, right? They got the greatest safety in the history of college football. Caleb Downs. Oh, my God. But he's 0-2. You don't see nothing special, you fucking bozo. You 0-2. You
Underwood on 3rd and long. And it's caught. But Caleb Downs.
It's going to be a dogfight. I got Michigan covering and winning as well. So.
Oh man, I had to end it that way, man. Just had to end it that way.
Appreciate that. Yeah, needed that.
we gotta laugh, we gotta smile, man. But again, everybody, we appreciate you for being here. Again, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit that hype button, get us through the algorithm. If you like the content that myself, Mike, and Mark Rogers bring you here, please go ahead and subscribe. If you'd like to become a member, hit that join button, become one here. Either be the Blocko Club. JT wasn't short because he wasn't, and we don't give a damn, and you know the rest. Mike, my guy, appreciate you. Talk to you soon. And as always, OH.
Ayo.